The Toronto Raptors fight like hell against the San Antonio Spurs, but come up short 110-107 at Scotiabank Arena. And this was a long one, ladies and gentlemen. This was a tight game pretty much all the way through. It was definitely competitive, but ultimately the Raptors fall short pretty much at the buzzer in this one. And last night they take a tough loss. They rally at the end against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the San Antonio Spurs come into this game as a team that's been 4-1 against the Thunder this season. And so, with that being said, we already know that the San Antonio Spurs are a major problem in the league right now. And these guys are looking like they're going to be a really tough out in the playoffs. I myself believe that there is a chance this team is going to the finals. There is a chance this team, the San Antonio Spurs, in my opinion, can go to the finals this season. I'm that serious. They got talent. They're young. They got heart. They got some ballers on that squad. We're going to talk about it. Starting unit in this game. Quickly, Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, and Murray Boyles. Poeltl coming off the bench in this one. Okay, so immediately we jump into this thing. And the Spurs start off on a 9-2 run to start the game. And they're forcing the Raptors to turn the ball over. And they're getting out in transition and running. They're getting clean looks. They're very crisp in their offense in the half-court set. The Spurs are like a well-oiled machine. They run that system to a T. Okay, and De'Aaron Fox, he came out pretty aggressive in this game. Okay, jumpers, layups. He's definitely a problem. He was an all-star for a reason. And in 31 minutes, he had 20 points. He was 8 of 15 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range, just 2 of 8 from the free throw line, which is pretty crazy, but 2 rebounds, 1 assist, gave you 3 turnovers, but gave you a steal as well in this game. He looked pretty good throughout this game, to be completely honest with you. And Murray Boyles had the task in this one of going up against one Victor Wembanyama. Call him 7'4", 7'5", whatever the hell he is, but it's just really weird to see guys like Brandon Ingram and Jakob Poeltl doing that, looking up to the guy. I mean, it's incredible. It's really incredible, I'm telling you. So Murray Boyles picks up his second foul with just 7:02 remaining in that first quarter, because it's a crazy task having to throw your body all over the place to try to keep him off the glass, box him out, push him out, do anything you can. It's ridiculous. 16-12 Spurs with 5:40 remaining. Raptors having a hard time going into the paint once again because of Wemby just standing in there. The guy's like a tree. He's a tree. Okay. His arms are like 8 feet noodles. Okay. It's ridiculous. He's standing in there looking like this. I mean, what, are you kidding me? But the good thing that we did see, there was a bright spot in this game, and it was Jakob Poeltl. It was Jakob Poeltl, okay, because he came in, he made an impact defensively, okay, and that's what you want to see from Jakob Poeltl. You want him to get into that paint, make himself big. You want him to block shots, alter shots. You want him to be a good help defender. You want him to intimidate guys when they're coming into the lane. That's what Jakob Poeltl did tonight. He actually looked really good throughout the night. I'll be talking about him a little bit more in this show as well. And one other thing that I noticed, and if you guys watched the game, maybe you noticed it as well, Jamison Battle once again came off the bench ahead of Grady Dick. And in this game, Jamison Battle ends up playing just 6 minutes in this game, but Grady Dick didn't see the floor at all. So pay attention to that. Keep your eye on it, because it looks like at this point, Grady Dick might have lost his way out of the rotation in this one. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next few games, but if you don't see him, He's definitely out of that rotation. I would assume that maybe you see him a little bit against Washington, but who knows at this point. Scotty was being aggressive early in this game, 4-6 from the field, 9 points in the first quarter. And the Raptors forced 5 turnovers with the San Antonio Spurs. They were of 11 of 19 from the field. The Raptors were 12 of 24 from the field. So they actually get 5 more field goal attempts than the Spurs in that first quarter. But points off of turnovers, the Spurs were executing. Okay, 10 points off of the Raptors turnovers compared to the Raptors just 2 points off of those 5 turnovers. It was a 30-29 ball game in favor of the San Antonio Spurs. So they go into the second quarter with a 1-point lead. The Spurs now, when they come out in that second quarter, they go on a 5-0 run. And Darko calls a timeout immediately, just 45 seconds into the quarter. And you know what? The Raptors, they were actually getting some stops. They just weren't capitalizing on them. You know, they get 4 consecutive stops early in the second quarter. And then Murray Boyles drains a 3, only his second 3 since late December. And the Raptors subsequently go on a 10-0 run after Quickly ends up draining a 3. And you know what? I thought Quickly actually played pretty well in this game. 37 minutes, 20 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, gave you 4 rebounds, and it very rare. No assists in this one, no steals, no blocks, which is pretty rare for Emmanuel Quickly. But overall, I just thought that he didn't really force the issue at all. He didn't force up any bad shots, took what the defense gave him. I thought he did pretty well in this game. You never want to see 0 assists on the board for your point guard, but I did think that he played pretty decent in this game. The Raptors now losing shooters in transition for open threes, and then Vassell hits another 3. And guys, when we're talking about depth, these guys have it, okay? Because Devin Vassell was a problem tonight. He had 32 minutes in this game. He had 21 points, 8 of 13 from the field. But this is where he killed you in this game. He was 5 of 6 from three-point range. 5 of 6 from three-point range. He gave you 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in this game. He was really good for them tonight. Really good. Because even when you look at the numbers from Wemby had 30 minutes in this game. He only had 12 points. He was 3 of 12 from the field. He did not have a good shooting game, and credit that in large part because of the way the Raptors were defending him. Jakob Poeltl did a pretty good job on him. Murray Boyles was physical, did a pretty good job on him as well. So like I mentioned, 12 points. He had 8 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. A steal. He had 3 turnovers, but he also had 5 blocks. He also had 5 blocks in this game. And he's just swarming around the basket. It's just tough to get in there when he's roaming around the basket. It's difficult. Ingram had 12 points and 5 rebounds with 1:30 remaining in that second quarter. Hits another mid-range shot. Now 14 points with 40 seconds remaining in that second quarter. And the Raptors closed the half on an 8-2 run. And the team looked much better with Jakob Poeltl on the floor because of him being that defensive anchor and taking up that space in the paint. He's looked a lot better these last couple games. He's looking like Jakob Poeltl when he's not injured, when he's healthy, out there, mobile, moving, communication. He looked pretty good, much better with him out there. But points off of turnovers were 15-6 in favor of the San Antonio Spurs. And fast break points were also in favor of the Spurs, 7-4 at the half. 15 points for Dylan Harper off the bench at halftime. 15 points off the bench for Dylan Harper at halftime. Scotty Barnes had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists at the half. Now, Ingram, like I just mentioned, did have a decent game. More of it in the first half. 20 points, 9 of 22 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range, but he gave you 11 rebounds, 4 assists as well in this game. And so he was decent in this game. But going into that third quarter, the Spurs now throw up an easy lob to Wemby for the slam, and Scotty and Murray Boyles both pick up 3 fouls with 9:42 remaining in that third quarter. Jakob Poeltl, because remember, I told you guys that Colin Murray Boyles did start this game. So he started the third quarter again, checks out of the game. Poeltl comes back in, and he changes the momentum for the Raptors. Just being physical on defense on Wemby, kind of throwing him off his game a little bit. And Wemby was a bit agitated because he was going at the refs, saying, you got to call the foul. They're being physical. They're hitting, they're slapping. You got to do that a little bit if you're the Raptors. You are a playoff team. You have to be physical. You have to let them know that you're there. And Jakob Poeltl did a pretty damn good in making sure that they knew that tonight. And in 28 minutes, Jakob Poeltl tonight had 15 points. He was 5 of 11 from the field. And listen to this, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 7 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. No turnovers, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. I would love to drop a bomb for Jakob Poeltl, but you guys know I only do that when the Raptors win. And so, yes, I would love to, but we cannot do that for Jakob Poeltl tonight, unfortunately. And so one thing I do have to say in this, because, I got to keep it real with you guys. I didn't really like what I saw from RJ Barrett out there tonight. RJ Barrett played 33 minutes in this game. He had 12 points. He was 4 of 14 from the field, 1 of 6 from three-point range. He had 7 rebounds, 3 assists in this game. But I didn't like necessarily the way that he was playing. I thought he missed some extra passes that he should have made for higher percentage shots. I thought he was forcing the issue too much. I just didn't really like what I saw from Barrett. You got to be under control. You got to let the game come to you. Take what the defense gives you. Like, you have Quickly, you have Barnes, you have Ingram, you have other guys who can score the basketball. You don't have to force the issue. Move the ball. Play without it. Now, if you get it back and you can find yourself a higher percentage shot, then that's one thing. But to get the ball, go left 95% of the time, and the defense knows that and is beating you to the spot, you don't want to have to force up bad low percentage shots and then get the turnover and then have the Spurs going back in the other direction out in transition. So overall, I didn't like what I saw from RJ Barrett out there tonight. I want him to make that extra pass to get the higher percentage shots for the rest of his teammates. And if you're going to go one-on-one in transition, okay, I don't mind it. But there's nothing wrong with pulling it back out, setting up the half-court offense if you have to. But don't go 1-on-2 and 1-on-3. I literally talked about this against I think last night against Oklahoma City. I don't want to see that. Okay. Quickly, midway through that third quarter, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4-6 from the field. And the Raptors go on an 11-3 run. Quickly drills another 3. RJ gets a layup. It's 80-72 for the Raptors in this game. Okay. And that is midway through that second quarter. Big block by Jakob Poeltl leads to another Shead 3. And you know what? Shead deserves a lot of credit as well. He worked his ass off in this game. And damn it, he was a dog. He was a dog on defense in this game, and he deserves some recognition. He really defensively, okay? Shead was all over Castle. Okay, and the Raptors did end up going on a 21-6 run. 21-6 run. They were up 90-75 in that third quarter. Okay, and I mentioned to you, Jamal Shead was all over Stephon Castle like a bat out of hell. Okay, and the Raptors finished the quarter on a 21-9 run, and Poeltl was a game changer to me with how well he was playing in this game. 90-78. 90-78. So you have a 12-point lead going into that fourth quarter. 12-point lead going into that fourth quarter. And because we have seen this before, and also because you're going up against the San Antonio Spurs, I think for the most part, I know with me, you definitely did not believe that this game was over by any means. I don't think anyone thought that. And it wasn't, unfortunately. Spurs come out firing. Okay, Vassell hits another three. Wemby was catching lobs. The Spurs go on a 10-0 run. And Darko once again has to take the timeout early. It's a 94-93 ball game now for the Raptors. And the Spurs just erased the lead like it was absolutely nothing. The Raptors started off the quarter 0 of 9 from the field. Okay, and to be honest, man, like the Raptors really have to start doing a better job of executing in the half-court offense down the stretch. It's not good. It's not good. You have to do a better job executing in that half-court offense down the stretch. It's been tough to watch. We've seen it kind of fall short many times over the season, especially against good teams down the stretch. That cannot continue to happen. It cannot continue to happen. 13 turnovers apiece for the Raptors and the Spurs in this one. The Spurs had 28 assists in this game on 40 made field goals. The Raptors had 17 assists in this and 38 made field goals. And ultimately, when you look at some of the shooting numbers in this game, right? So when you look at the San Antonio Spurs, before I get to the rest of this game, 40 of 86 from the field. The Raptors were 38 of 90 from the field. So they get 4 more field goal attempts than the Spurs in this game. But also listen to this, right? Because the Spurs shoot 57% from the line. They shoot 13 of 23. The Raptors make 10 more free throws than the Spurs in this game, 23 of 27. The big number here is 3-point shooting. The Spurs were 17 of 39 from 3-point range. Okay? 17 of 39 from 3-point range. 8 of 23 from the Raptors. 8 of 23 from the Raptors from 3-point range. They made 9 more threes. That's 27 more points just from 3 balls alone for the San Antonio Spurs. That was a difference. That was a difference right there. You lose that game by 3 points. That's a difference. The Raptors were in bonus. They were in this game. They were in bonus with 7:05 remaining in that fourth quarter. And then Wemby, after he hadn't drilled a 3 all night, drills a nasty corner 3, pretty much falling out of bounds. And they take a 106-100 lead over the Raptors. And it was kind of a wild back and forth ending in this one. And I'm not really talking about in regards to scoring, but defensively, blocking shots everywhere. It was a transition, high tempo action kind of game involving defense as well, going back and forth. And so now we're in the clutch and it's a 2-point game and Dylan Harper goes to the line, misses both with 13 seconds left in this game. So you're thinking the Raptors are going to have a chance. He misses both free throws. And then Brandon Ingram fails with the box out assignment. And Dylan Harper gets a damn rebound. Gets it to De'Aaron Fox. He gets fouled again. And now Fox misses the second free throw. And it's still just a 3-point game. So the Raptors can tie this game. They get the ball into Brandon Ingram, but ultimately, in the end, he hits the side of the backboard on a corner 3. And that was all she wrote for the Toronto Raptors. Pretty disappointing loss. I mean, we kind of expected it. I'm just saying it was a disappointing loss because of how close this thing was. The Raptors were looking like they were going to win this thing at one point. And I mean, when you have a 15-point lead in the third quarter, even though, yes, we knew the game would tighten up in the fourth, but damn, I mean, this is the one. The Raptors let this one slip away. 15-point game late in that third quarter, and they just come firing back right away as soon as the fourth quarter begins. Give the San Antonio Spurs some credit. They're a tough team, young, they battle. They got some savvy veterans as well on that team. It's a good squad, man. It's a good squad. I mean, Champagny, Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Vassell, Castle, Harrison Barnes played decent in this one as well. Keldon Johnson is there. Carter Bryant came off the bench, knocked down a three. Luke Cornett, Dylan Harper. I mean, they got a decent squad, a pretty decent squad. And damn it, they know how to play. They're rough. They're physical defensively. You got to give them a lot of credit. They're at the top of the standings, or close to the top of the standings in the Western Conference for a reason. They are a really, really good basketball team. And I am telling you, I would not be surprised if the San Antonio Spurs somehow made it to the finals this year. I'm being dead ass serious. At Micro7 on IG, at Micros23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the show. Let me know your thoughts on how the Raptors' performance was in these last two games. We've spoken about the Oklahoma City Thunder, but what are your thoughts on the San Antonio Spurs? How did you think the Raptors did, and how far do you think this San Antonio team can get in the Western Conference? This is the Mike Roach Show. Be back again soon. Saturday night, the Toronto Raptors go up against, I believe, the Washington Wizards. So hope to see you then, and I'm out.